I'm sitting here in my office today. I wanted to come and show you guys this quick little sewing tutorial. Anybody can do it. It's really simple. It came from an idea where I've been trying to get rid of disposable things, just things that I want to just be able to reuse, decrease putting stuff in the landfill. And I saw that a lot of people were switching to these reusable, I guess they'd be paper towels. You can get a lot of the ones that snap together on Etsy or different things like that. But I just was gonna do something really simple with some leftover rags and different things that I already had. So I made some of these several months ago. I haven't completely gotten rid of my paper towels 100%, but it has decreased the amount that I do use. And I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to make these. You can make them out of any type of material. If you have some old towels, some old linens, anything like that, you can find some fabric at the thrift store. Anything as long as it's very absorbent. So jump in with me right now and I'll show you how I make my reusable paper towels. So today I'm going to show you guys how I like to decrease my paper towel consumption, and I like to just make some paper towels or rags out of things I already have. You can use old flour sack towels. I had some leftover baby towels from when my little girl was little, and I used a lot of those because they were really absorbent. These have a lot of stains and different things on them, but I like to use white ones because I can bleach those out if I want to. And I just keep these in a drawer, and then when I use them, I put them in a bucket in my laundry room and I just wash them all together with towels. I use this to clean up spills. I use this to dust with, anything that you would typically maybe use a paper towel with. I've been trying to make a conscious effort to use these instead of paper towels. We do still buy paper towels, but we're not using them as much, and then I'd really like to just eliminate them altogether. Good thing about me using paper towels right now is that I can actually use those and put those in my compost, so that does make compost for me, so I feel like I'm at least contributing something back to the earth. Today I'm going to show you a quick easy tutorial on how to make these out of lots of different absorbent materials. Like I said, you can get some and just whatever rags you may have. If you have some old towels, you can use those and maybe put some fabric in between or over top of those to kind of create a better absorbency. The ones that I'm going to use today, I just have some leftover scraps from some of my linens that I've made for my tea towels that I keep on my Etsy shop. So I thought, well, you know, I could probably make those out of something, but they would be really good as these are really, these really do well with absorbency, with wiping up spills and different things like that. So first thing I always want to do is if I have any kind of new fabric and it hasn't been messed with before, you want to wash it because that's going to shrink your fabric up. So that way you won't have shrinkage after you're done sewing it. And these of course have already been pre-washed. And so I'm gonna go ahead and iron these out, and then I'm gonna show you a tool that I like to use just to make different squares and things like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my first piece of fabric here, and I get these little squares off of Amazon. You can also get them from the Arteza website. These are Arteza squares. They probably sell other different types of brands on there. I just bought these because they came in a 3-pack. If you've seen my DIY barn quilts that I've made, I use these to kind of help me create a design. So you can use them for lots of different things other than quilting. I really like how they're see-through so you can see the fabric on the bottom and what you're looking at. And I can really make any size that I want to. I try to make them consistent with the same size, but if I can't, that's okay too. That's no big deal, unless, you know, your OCD really gets to you and you have to make them all the same size. So, like I said, I'm just gonna take 2 of these and make 2 different squares here and just put those together. If you want something that's created a little bit more absorbency and maybe you have some old towels or old kitchen towels or things like that, you can maybe cut off a piece of that and put that as a middle layer here to create more absorbency. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this, and I like to try to use as little of my fabric as possible just so that I can kind of maximize, you know, my fabric, because even if I have this small piece up here, I can use that later to maybe create a ruffle on something. So you always want to come down to the edge piece of your fabric here, and I'm just going to trace an outline here where I need to cut this out, and I'm going to do that on one more piece. Again, I'm going to make 2 pieces here, and I'm going to sandwich those together. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna pin all along my sides with my straight pins. And I have a serger machine, so I'm just going to serge along all of the sides here. It makes it really easy and simple. But if you don't have one of those, what you could do is put your right sides together, which means the fabric that you want on the outside, facing on the outside at the end of your product, you want to put those on the inside here, and then you can just straight stitch along here. Leave a little area to pull your product through, and then just top stitch that little part. And that'll create a nice sewn edge like this. So if it was sewn through here and you flip it through, it'll have like a nice edge like that on the end. And that's a really easy way to do that as well. You could also maybe do a zigzag stitch. Sometimes that works to where your threads don't come apart here, but I like to use my serger machine. I've had one for several years now, and it's well worth the investment. So if you're getting into sewing more products and different things around your household, I definitely recommend that. And again, you can always check at the bottom of my descriptions. I usually have a little list of the items that I like to use that if you're looking for some product suggestions, I'll have those on the bottom. So I'm just gonna take this pin and pin this here, and then we'll take that over to the serger machine. Hope you guys enjoyed our video today. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also share my content as well. It really does help my channel. And we'll see you guys again for our next DIY.